Hey, Shalom. Shalom. This is I.S.U.P.K, Atlanta. Monday Night History. You understand? Y'all Shem Yashai brought a thumb to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Al Shem Yashai to my sisters. Alright, the topic of the class is, you understand? Give me 1 second. Alright, basically the class is about examining yourself. Alright? You gotta examine yourself. Examine your ways. You understand? We gotta change ourselves. You understand? We in the I.S.U.P.K, you understand? We come out from the world. You understand? We learn all these righteous ways from the men above us. You understand? But we gotta one thing that the most important thing that we gotta learn in this truth is about checking ourselves, man.
Right.
Alright? It's about checking ourselves. One thing that we can never get one thing that we gotta learn, no matter what level we get, no matter how long we in this truth. You understand? Hey, it's said it's static in the background. Let's see what's going on with that. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Little technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. Alright, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I hear the static. Yeah, let's correct that real quick. Let's plug it back up. We're going. Hey, Salakia, bear with us for 1 second. You understand? We got some technical difficulties that's going on, and we'll get right back with the class. All right. Bear with us for 1 second. Okay. Yeah, you can still kind of hear it in the background, but you understand? We just gonna have to figure out what that is. I don't know if it's coming from the camera. It might be coming from the mic. It might be coming from the camera. You still hear it? Still hear it a little bit? All right, we're gonna figure. I'm gonna keep going, but just let's figure out what that static going. Let's figure out what that static is, okay? You heard me, the pause? I said I'm gonna keep going with the class, but let's figure out what that static is, all right? Okay. All right. You know what I was saying was we gotta check ourselves. You understand? We gotta check our spirit sometimes. Sometimes we going around and you know, like we forget sometimes that we're human. You know what I'm saying? We're living in the flesh. We're trying hard. You know what I'm saying? Every day we wake up, it's a battle. You understand? Between our demons, every day, to make sure our spirit is right. Making sure that we're on the right. We're doing everything according to this book, according to the Bible. Make sure we're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing. And sometimes, you know, us being flawed, it doesn't make any excuse. You understand? You're supposed to be perfect. According to the Most High, according to this Bible, according to Yahweh Shai, You're supposed to be perfect. You understand? You got to wake up and fight every single day. Fight your battles every single day and strive to be perfect. You got to strive to be perfect. We got to examine yourself. Examine your flaws. You understand? And correct those flaws. Make yourself into the weapon that the Most High can use. You know what I'm saying? Too many of us forget about that sometimes, man. And forget about what the Lord has done for us. Forget about how, where we came from before we got to this point. You know, like I said, I like to talk about myself a lot. You know, I came, from the streets, just like every other black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. You understand? Doing all types of manner of evil in the streets. You know what I'm saying? From then to what I'm doing now, be able to help raise my nation, to be able to teach other blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Their true heritage according to this Bible. You understand? And guide them. This is a tremendous honor, man. And one thing that you can never do, you can never forget where you came from. Use that as an example of what never ever to be again. You understand? Some of us was full of pride. Some of us was full of lust. Some of us was full of everything. You understand? And we got to check that every single day. Make sure that old man doesn't come back. Make sure that old woman doesn't come back. All right? Okay. Hold on. They can't hear me. Okay, now what's going on with the mic? It said they can't hear us. You heard me, Bapash? They said, the chat said that they can't hear. Well, we gotta monitor this chat, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure everything is tawad. All right, there you go. All right, I think we tawad now. All right, so, like I was saying, Salakia, about the technical difficulties. But like I said, we got to check ourselves. We got to check ourselves because if you can't check yourself, the Most High is going to check you. And you don't want the Most High checking. The Most High checking is usually brutal. You understand? It's usually brutal. And we always got to wake up and remember. Every day we get out of bed, we got to remember not to go back to our old selves. We got to remember how you was in the world. Remember that powerful man. Remember that powerful woman in the world. Remember what happened to you. The Lord brought you down low. That's how the Lord works. When the Lord want to check you, He's going to bring you down to a very low state. Not saying that we in a very low state now, but He's going to bring you to a very low state. You understand? All right. Let me get 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Second Corinthians 13 and 5 in the Pash. The Pash is good?
Yeah, it sounds a little better. You got a smaller stack.
All right, well, we're going to have to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to figure that out when we finish, all right? So the next class, we'll have to go through the same thing. But give me 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Huh? Yeah, 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. What happened?
No, wait for it to load up.
Okay. Yeah, what you need?
Like your sword now to slow up.
Okay, yeah, go get a sword then if you need it. Yeah, go get a sword. All right. Let's double time it. That's why it's important to have swords, man. Have your sword with you. You know what I'm saying? Anything can go wrong with your phones and whatnot, but always have that physical book in front of you, man. And follow along. Having that physical book in front of you, it's amazing. All right? Give me that 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. You got it?
Come on.
Go ahead.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Examine yourselves.
You got to do what?
examine yourselves, wherever ye be in the whether ye be in the faith.
You understand? You got to examine yourself. It says, examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. You gotta check yourself, man. Make sure that you're in the right spirit. Make sure you're in the right faith, man. Make sure you're following what's according to this book. Make sure you're in that same spirit every single day. Do not falter. Do not hinder yourself. You understand? You got, like I said before, you gotta. Okay, it's like it. Just to let everybody know, there's no conference call right now. You understand? No conference call. All right, we're going to just go into class on YouTube or Facebook. No conference call. All right. So, yeah, you got to examine yourselves. You understand? Make sure you're on the faith. Make sure you're in the spirit. You got to show everybody else how to walk into that spirit. You got to be the leading example. You know, sometimes things happen. You know what I'm saying? You might lose yourself for a split second. You understand? You might let anger overcome you for a split second. But you always got to remember, you got to be in that spirit, man. Be in the spirit of the Most High. All right, keep going.
Prove your own selves.
Do what?
Prove your own selves.
You got to prove your own selves, man. You got to wake up and you got to show the Most High that this is what you want. That this life of being an Israelite is what you want. You understand? It's a strict life. It's a tough life. You understand? But you understand? What can I say? I love this life. You got to wake up and prove yourself. Prove that you can be in the faith, man. Prove that you can overcome this fight. Prove that you can overcome your demons. That's what life is about. Life ain't about, you waking up and you doing whatever the hell you want to do. You understand? You want to go to the strip club. You want to go smoke weed. You want to go do this. You want to go have sex with this brother's wife. You want to go have sex with Tom, Dick, and Harry. You understand? That's not how life works.
Sure.
The Lord gave you specific rules, statutes, and laws and commandments that's in this book for you to live, for you to abide by. And you got to follow that no matter what. That's why you got to wake up and prove yourself every day. Every day you wake up, it's a battle. It's a battle against the spiritual wickedness versus righteousness. You got to wake up and have integrity in yourself, man. Believe on the Most High. Believe on the Most High to be able to give you the strength to overcome your battles, to overcome your demons. All right? Keep going.
No, ye not your own selves. Now that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye.
It says, no, ye not your own selves. It's talking about that ye not your own self. Why? Because Yahweh Shai is in you. Meaning when Yahweh Shai was walking this earth, what he was doing? He was teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians how to fulfill the law, how to be in the right and correct spirit. You understand? He put the spirit of the Most High through him and you. You understand? How we know? That's how we know today how we supposed to move, how we supposed to conduct ourselves. You understand? We don't conduct ourselves like, you know what I'm saying? We some vagabonds or some thieves or whatever the case may be. We walking around like we got something to prove. We walking around like we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We serving the Most High. We gotta walk around like you gotta serve Yahweh Shai. That's how you gotta walk around. You gotta walk around like Yahweh Shai is on this earth right now. Right. You understand? You gotta conduct yourselves whether you're in public or you by yourself. You gotta conduct yourself with integrity. You gotta conduct yourself like I'm an Israelite and I follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how you gotta conduct yourself. You know what I'm saying? So we got to examine ourselves, man. Make sure that whatever problem you got going on, correct that problem. You got a messed up attitude, correct that problem. Right. You understand? You got a lust demon on you. You like whores. You got to correct that problem. You understand? You a coward. You got to correct that problem. You got to be perfect in this truth, man. You got to be perfect in the Most High Christ. You got to examine yourself, man. Look yourself in the mirror and think about all the things that's wrong with you. And pray. That's another very powerful tool that we got to do, man. We got to pray. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. Except ye be reprobates.
Except ye be reprobates. You understand? What does the word reprobates mean? All right? For time's sake, I'm gonna get it for you. Okay, the word reprobates, it means an unprincipled person, often used humorously or affectionately. An unprincipled person, meaning someone that don't have discipline. I'm going to give it to you short term. This life is all about discipline. This life is all about serving the Most High Christ. This life is about overcoming yourself, overcoming your demons, overcoming all the obstacles that's in your way. So you can become this disciplined warrior that the Most High wanted to use. You understand? That the Most High want to use. All right? Let's drop that. Let's get Ezekiel 18 and 26. Ezekiel 18 and 26. All right? Give me 1 second. Let me get that with you real quick. All right? If you got any questions in the chat, definitely we're going to answer your questions. All right? Just type your comments in the chat. Another announcement is there's no conference call today, okay? No conference call. All right? Go ahead.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 18, verse 26.
Uh-huh.
When a righteous man turned away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity and dieth in them for his iniquity that he have done shall he die.
You understand? We go to battles. Even a righteous man go through battles every day. Even righteous men wake up and gotta fight temptation every single day. You understand? This is why brotherhood is important. This is why if you feeling tempted by something, if you feeling down, if you feeling whatever the case may be, you got brothers that you can call, man. Call your brothers. Call your brothers and get you know what I'm saying, and get some help. You know what I'm saying? Get some help. You know, that's why brotherhood is important. That's why we say brotherhood is a weapon. It says when a righteous man turneth away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity, he dieth in them. You're gonna die if you're a righteous man and you turn from your righteous ways and go back into iniquity. You're gonna die. That's why the most important thing is to stay in this truth. Stay 10 toes down. Stay grounded. Stay watching class. Stay watching Thursday class. In fact, watch as many classes as you possibly can.
Right.
Every day. Keep yourself in the spirit of the Most High. Keep yourself from Satan tempting you. You understand? Keep yourself going that straightforward path. You understand? It's easy to stray off. It's easy to stray off the path, man, but it's hard to stay on that path. It's hard to go through that narrow gate. You understand? It's so easy to go back in the Word and just start smoking weed again. It's so easy to go in the Word and start having sex with your brother's girl or wives again. It's easy to go back in the Word and just start doing what filthy animals do, lawless animals do. You understand?
Right.
All right, keep going.
Verse 27. Again, when the wicked man turn away from his wickedness, that he have committed and doeth that which is lawful and right, he shall save his soul alive.
It's the exact opposite. We all coming from the Word and coming to the truth. We turned our way from iniquity. We turned our way from disobeying the Most High. You understand? We turned our way, and now we're following what's lawful. We're following what's righteous. All right? And then now, what? We going to live. It says, again, Again, when the wicked man turneth away from his wickedness that he hath committed, and doeth that which is lawful and right, he shall save his soul alive. You don't understand, by coming to the truth and by turning away from your old self, by turning away from wickedness, you saved your own soul, man. You saved yourself. Right. You showing that the Most High that this, you know what I'm saying, I'm willing to do any and everything that you command. That's what it means. You turn yourself, open up that door. You turn yourself from your old self, and guess what? You one step closer to the kingdom of heaven. All right? You're that much closer. It's a hard journey. Look, don't get me wrong. I never said it was easy. I never said waking up every day and confronting your demons and battling your demons is easy. I never said you waking up and you got to go through the struggles, you understand, of being a righteous man in the wicked kingdom. It's hard. A righteous man or woman in this kingdom. It's hard. It's very hard. But guess what? The Most High gave you the strength to do it. The Most High is what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that, you understand, His grace is enough. While we still have grace, had that grace period, and while you still got breath in your body, breath in your lungs, you can change your life and change your ways. This is what the I.S.U.P.K do every single day. We wake up, we go to class, we teach class, we go to camp, we teach the people. You understand? We have food drives, clothes drives, prison programs. We have all of this to help our people. We have all of this so our people can rely on us instead of relying on the government. You understand? This is what at the end of the day, you got to examine yourself. I can't put it no simple than that. Examine yourself. We all got something that needs to be fixed. I got something that needs to be fixed. All right? But guess what? You in this truth, you got to fight. Fight that demon. You got to fight your battles, man. Fight them battles. All right? All right. Napash, you too wild? All right. This is verse 28. This is Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 28. Because he considereth and turneth away from all his transgressions that he hath committed, he shall surely live, he shall not die. You understand? Because you consider what the Most High wanted instead of what you wanted. Because you consider to turn yourself away from your evil ways and your wicked ways. Because you considereth life and death, you going to live. You understand? Your soul going to be saved. All right? You want to drop that? Let's get Haggai. Haggai chapter 1 verse 5. All right? Let me check to see if there's any questions. We have any questions? 1 second. We're going to see if we have any questions real quick. All right. Hey, there's no conference call. If anybody got any questions, let's go ahead and just type them in. All right. No questions so far, but if you got a question, just type them in. All right. Let's get Haggai 1 and 5. You got that?
Talk on the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 5.
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me get that with you. All right, go ahead.
Book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 5. Now therefore, thus said the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
So do what?
Consider your ways.
This is what the Most High saying. Most High said, consider your ways. What does it mean? We talked about it the whole class. You got to consider your ways, man. Consider what you're doing right now at this very moment. Consider what you're doing right now at this very period right now. You understand? What are you doing? Are you following what the Most High is telling you to do? Or are you doing what the Most High is telling you to do? Consider what you're doing right now. You understand? That's what the Most High is telling you. Keep going.
Verse 6. Ye have shown much.
You have sown.
Ye have sown much. And bring in little.
It says, ye have sown much and bring in little. You understand? Meaning, you got people out there that's trying to do all this. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do everything, but not reaping the rewards. It's like it's comparing this to someone that's harvesting a field. You did everything to get the crops ready. You plant the crops. You watering the crops. You understand? You doing all of this, and your crops grown, but you're bringing in so little. Your harvest is little. What you mean? You probably got to do more. This means that if you're doing little, then do more. Then if you're already doing more, do even more. All right, keep going.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
It says ye eat, but ye have not enough. You know what I'm saying? What feeds you at the end of the day? What feeds you? What's the precept to this? Let's get Matthew 4:4. Matthew chapter 4, verse 4. Let's go ahead. Once you got it, read it. It's the precept.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
Man should not do what?
Live by bread alone.
Keep going.
But by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High.
You understand? You can't live off bread alone. Period. That's not what keeps you alive. Of course, that stops you from starving, whatever. But what's feeding you spiritually? You can't live off bread alone because bread don't feed you spiritually. What feeds you spiritually, Napash?
You gotta follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High.
The law, statutes, and commandments is what feeds you. This Bible is what feeds you. You understand? And tuning in to class every week is what's going to feed you spiritually. You understand? Food is not the problem amongst blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Food isn't the problem. It's a lack of getting fed spiritually.
Right.
Why? Because your Christian preachers ain't feeding you. They're not feeding you spiritually. They might got these little food drives that they got going out here right now, but they're not feeding you spiritually. All right? They're not even teaching you the law, statutes, and commandments. They're not doing that. But who's doing it? The men in the I.S.U.P.K. All right? Under Commander General Yahanna. All right? Keep going.
Verse 5.
No, drop that. Drop that. Let's go back to Haggai 1 and 6.
Book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
He has sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink.
Mm-hmm.
Ye clothe you, but there is none warm.
Imagine being outside and it's cold outside, right? You got clothes on, but the clothes you got on is not warm enough. How would you feel? You feel pretty messed up, right? It's the same thing when you don't get fed spiritually. When you don't get fed spiritually daily, guess what? You starting to slowly, you might not feel it now, but you going to slowly start going back to your old ways. This is why you got to feed yourself spiritually every day. All right? Keep going.
And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
Imagine you earning this money. You went to work, earned money, and you had a hole in your pocket. You put your hard-earned cash into your pocket, but you had a hole in your pocket. No matter what you do, you cannot live your life without following the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the point.
Right.
That's the point. Without getting that spiritual bread, getting spiritually fed, everything that you do is going to amount to nothing. You're going to lose everything, no matter what. You're not going to have enough. What gives you enough is being spiritually fed. What gives you enough is going to classes, going to camp. You know what I'm saying? What else? Being involved.
Right.
That's the most important thing. Being involved. It's a lot of us that we just stagnant right now. We're stagnant. You know what I'm saying? We doing the bare minimum. Don't do the bare minimum. You gotta overachieve, man. Exceed, excel. You understand? A lot of people out there was drug dealers and whatnot. They was overachieving and over excelling in drug dealing.
Right.
A lot of us out there was pimping. Y'all was doing a lot of overachieving and overdoing it. Do the same thing in the truth. Do the same thing for the Most High God. Overachieve and overexcel in anything that you're doing. You understand? Let's go ahead. Keep going. Let me see any more else on that. Yeah, it was just 7. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Thus said the Most High of hosts, consider your ways.
It's like it. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is saying, consider your ways, man. Consider your ways. All right, we're going to drop that. Let's get Isaiah chapter 55 and 8. Isaiah chapter 55 verse 8.
Call.
So let me get that with you real quick. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
What the Most High said?
For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
Most High said, my thoughts ain't your thoughts, man. The Most High thinks on a whole different level than we do. You understand? The Most High is so sufficient with it, is so good with it. He can, you know what I'm saying? He can, he thinks about the molecules that's in fire and stuff like that. You know, something so complicated that our brains can't even fathom what's being thought. If I explained it right, you understand? But the Most High thinks on a whole level, a different level of thinking than we do. All right, keep going.
Neither are your ways my ways, said the Most High.
The Most High said, neither your ways, my ways. You understand? The Most High is righteous. The Most High don't never, ever sin. You understand? Most High keeps all his promises. The Most High is perfect. It's perfect, which is why he said his ways are not your ways. Because guess what? We break promises. Why you think we're in captivity now? Because we keep breaking the promise over and over and over and over. We keep breaking the promises. We sin. That's why the Most High said our ways are not his ways. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 9. As for the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways. Mm-hmm. And my thoughts than your thoughts. Most High,
he does everything perfect. He does everything better than us. All right? Like I said, he thinks on a whole different level. His ways is on a whole different level. How do we think we got the laws, statutes, and commandments today? The Most High had to show us what's a righteous way to live. His thoughts is on a whole different level. All right? Any questions? You know what I'm saying? Just, type it in the chat, and we're going to get your questions. You got any questions? All right, let's get Matthew 7 and 5.
Y'all call the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 5. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thy own eye,
All right?
and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote of my brother's eye.
It's saying that we can't correct anybody. How can we correct anybody without correcting ourselves first?
Right.
You understand? How can we correct anybody when we still got things that we need to work on? We still need things that we gotta do. We gotta solve in our own lives. How can we even correct anybody without correcting ourselves first? Which is why the Bible said what? Let's read that again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 5. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam of thy own eye,
Right.
and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote of thy brother's eye.
We gotta correct ourselves, man. You gotta examine yourself. You can't examine nobody else without first examining yourself first. You understand? Like how would we supposed to be judging Israel and whatnot? You know what I'm saying? You sentencing someone for eating pork, and you eating pork your damn self. You understand? It don't make sense. You can't be a hypocrite in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander Yahanna. You is not allowed to be a hypocrite.
Word.
You can't be a hypocrite. That's why you gotta fix yourself. You gotta fix yourself, man. Ain't no hypocrites in here. Before you can even fix your mouth to say something about somebody else's issue, look at your own issues and see what's going on with your own self and solve your issues first. All right? It goes to the example. It goes to the perfect example when we gonna pull up this precept. Let's pull up this precept. Pull up that precept where the people is about to stone the adulteress.
John 87.
You said what's the scripture?
John 87.
Okay, let's get it.
So when they continue asking him, he lifted up himself.
Let's go up to verse 1. Go ahead. We're gonna read. We're gonna get this story. We're gonna read a story about being a hypocrite. Go ahead. Real quick. We're gonna get into the story about when the people was about to stone this woman for being caught in the act of adultery. All right. No. So what Thumb say? It's what it's whatever Thumb say. It's like is that what Thumb said? All right, come on. Go ahead.
The book of John chapter 8, verse 1. Yahushua went into the Mount of Olives. Verse 2. And early in the morning he came again into the temple. And all the people came unto him. And he sat down and taught them.
All right, so Yahushua went to the temple at the Mount of Olives. You know, he went into the temple and everybody came and gathered around him and he was teaching everybody. Keep going.
Verse 2. And early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. Verse 3. And the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery.
A woman that's what?
Taken in adultery.
Hey, Napas, what does adultery mean?
That's like either the man having sex with another man's wife, or the opposite, if a woman having sex with another woman's man.
No. What the second part is a no. A man, a man can have multiple wives. So if the woman is single, she can have sex with the man. The woman can't belong to another man. If the woman is married and the woman has sex with another man and she's already married, that's adultery.
Oh.
All right? Keep going. So adultery is when a man sleeps with another man's wife. All right? Or when a woman that's married have sex with a man. It's same thing. All right? Go ahead.
And when they had set her in the midst.
So the scribes, the scribes, yeah, the Sadducees and Pharisees, they brought a woman. This woman was caught in the very act of adultery. All right? Go ahead.
And when they had set her in the midst. Verse 4.
So these scribes and Pharisees brought her to Yahushua to tell him. You understand? Go ahead. Read.
Verse 4. They said unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. So
the scribes and Pharisees come to bring this woman to Yahushua and tell Yahushua, look, this woman's been caught in the very act of adultery. Keep going.
Verse 5. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? The
Sadducees and Pharisees were trying to get Yahushua killed. They were trying to do plots. They were trying to plot and do everything they possibly can in their power to have him slip up, say the wrong thing, go against the Bible or whatever the case to get him killed. Why? Because Yahushua was performing miracles, doing everything. You know what I'm saying? The people was believing on him. And because the people was believing on Yahushua, that was affecting their position. These Sadducees and Pharisees had a position of power amongst the Romans. All right? They had a powerful seat amongst the Romans. They was in charge of all the people. All right? Keep going.
Verse 6. This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Yahushua stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not.
So the Sadducees and Pharisees trying to trip Yahushua up. You understand? They asking him, what do we do with this woman? She's got caught. She was caught in the very act of in adultery. The law of Moses said that she got to be stoned. But what do you say? They trying to see what he going to say so they can accuse him and get him killed. And then Yahushua, imagine how cold-blooded you is. Yahushua stooped down and start writing in the sand. Like they weren't even there. So he just started scribbling in the sand, you know what I'm saying? Just paying them no attention, paying them no mind. Keep going.
Verse 7. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her.
Read that part again.
So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her.
That was a cold-blooded cut right there to whatever the Sadducees and Pharisees had planned up their sleeve. He right on the ground. They continue. They keep asking him, "What do we do with her? She's sin. What do we do? You know what I'm saying? Whatever." He stooped on the ground right in the stand. He stood up and he said, "He that is without sin, let him first cast a stone at her." Meaning, if any of you among you have not sinned or is not currently sinning, then throw a stone at her. Feel free. Keep going.
Verse 8. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground.
Uh-huh.
Verse 9. And they which heard it, being convinced by their own
Convicted.
Convicted by their own
Conscience. Uh-huh.
went out one by one.
So everybody that heard it, in the back of their mind, they know that they know good too. They need to, they in the back of their mind, they know that they need to be stoned too. So guess what? They dropped the stone and then left. One by one. They snuck out. They're like, all right, I'm sneak out. You know what I'm saying? One by one. Keep going.
Beginning at the eldest, even on to the last. And Yahushua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst.
So everybody's being convicted in their conscience. So they dropping the stone and they dipping out. You know what I'm saying? The wicked flee when no man pursueth. You understand? So they leaving until it's the women and Yahushua left. Now at this point, Yahushua is still stooping on the ground, writing with his fingers. Keep going.
Verse 10. When Yahushua had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Having no man condemned thee?
You know what I'm saying? Yahushua lifted up and asked her, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? What happened to people that accuse you of adultery? They're not going to perform the sentence. They're not going to stone you. What's going on?" Keep going.
Verse 11. She said, No man, Lord. And Yahushua said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more.
Man, you understand? That was heavy. Yahushua was the only one amongst that circle that could have threw the first stone. But he told everybody else, if ye without sin cast the first stone. That's you know what? And I love that. I love this scripture. You know what I'm saying? But Christians is twisting that up. You know what I'm saying? Christians think that, oh, well, you can't judge me. Ye without sin cast the first stone. You know what I'm saying? No. All right? But it was just a prime example of hypocrisy. The Sadducees and Pharisees wanted to condemn this woman, and then themselves had to be condemned too, because they was in the midst of sin too. You understand? That's why it goes back to that scripture where you got to first, you know what I'm saying, check yourself before you can check anybody else. Right? All right, drop that. Let's go back to Matthew 7 and 5.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 5. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam of thy own eye.
Right.
And then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote of thy brother's eye. Verse 6.
No, that's it. Drop that. You gotta cast out the mote in your own eye before you can cast them out of anybody's eye.
Right.
You understand? Check yourself. Examine yourself. This is the whole title of the class, man, is checking one's spirit. You gotta check your own spirit, man, before you can check anybody else's spirit. All right? Drop that. Let's get Proverbs 29 and 27.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 27.
Hold on, let me get that with you real quick. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 27. And a just man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked.
All right, hold on real quick. Slack. One second. Give me Proverbs chapter 24:16. 24:16.
Come, the book of Proverbs, chapter, he said 24.
Yeah, 24:16.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 16. For a just man falls 7 times and rises up again.
You understand? It says a just man falls 7 times and rises up again. You know what I'm saying? A righteous man, you know what I'm saying? He might fall, again, after again, and again. But guess what? He's going to rise back up and keep doing what's right. You understand? He's gonna, he might fall, but he's going to come back stronger than ever, stronger than before. He's going to come back, and keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. You might slip, you might fall, but a just man comes back and does what's right. He comes back and keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You fall 7 times, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, this road is hard. You might have some slips and some bumps and some falls on this path, but guess what? You get back up and you keep going. You keep going. You get stronger every time. You fall, you come back. You should come back stronger. Keep back stronger. You shouldn't be falling too many times. All right, you should learn from your first lesson. All right, keep going.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief. You understand? Wicked is always up to no good, up to mischief. You understand? This is why you gotta focus. You know what I'm saying? And study every day. Keep yourself fed with the spiritually. Stay in class. Stay in class and meditate on the word, man, and pray. Prayer is it helps. All right, read that again.
For a just man falls 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Right,
wicked gonna fall into mischief, man. The just man falls 7 times and gets back up again. You know what I'm saying? That's what you call being a warrior. That's what you call being a soldier for Yahushua. No matter what you do, no matter what obstacles you go into, what's headed your way, you beat those obstacles. You beat your demons. You battle your demons. You win. Ain't no time to lose. We ain't got time to lose, man. It's all about winning. All right. Go back to 2 Corinthians 13:5.
Book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith, prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua Mashiach is in you.
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. I need you to read that from the top real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, go ahead.
Examine yourselves.
That's the first thing that you got to do. You got to examine yourselves. Keep going.
Whether ye be in the faith.
You got to examine yourself. Make sure, like I said before, make sure you're in the right spirit. You understand? It's so many times that we fall into the wrong side of the spirit, man. We wake up on the wrong side of the bed, man. We feeling some type of way or whatever. You always got to check that spirit, man. Always check that spirit. Always check yourself. Always check them feelings, man. We don't operate. The men are supposed to be warriors, man. We don't operate on feelings. We save that. We save that for the women. Let the women operate on their feelings, man. We supposed to operate on these laws, statutes, and commandments. Operate on logic. You understand? That's what us men operate on, man. We don't operate on feelings, on emotion, being all emotional and stuff, man. Let the women be emotional and operate in their feelings. We soldiers, man, and we gotta carry ourselves like soldiers. Soldiers follow orders.
Right.
You understand? You follow orders, man. That's what soldiers do. No matter what the order is. All right? Keep going.
No, ye not your own selves. How that Yahushua is in you, except ye be reprobates.
Right. In the UPK, we discipline in the UPK. All right, let's get 2 Timothy 2:15.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show yourself approved.
This is why you're supposed to be going to classes. You come to class, you're supposed to have a notebook and pen. Write down, take notes. All right? Go home and study, man. Every class, it should be people be having questions every class. Monday through Saturday, it should be everybody, at least 2 or 3 people having questions. That's how you know they to study. This is how you know nobody didn't study, when you don't come with no questions. That's how I know nobody don't be studying over the week, the course of the week. Don't nobody come in with questions. So they know the whole Bible. Okay, cool. You know the whole Bible. You're a professional Bible reader. You're a professional. You study the whole Bible. Okay, cool. You don't have no questions. That's fine. All right, cool. No sweat. I can ask y'all a question. Y'all be stumped. Y'all would know the answer to it. All right? Keep going. That's why it's important to study, man. That's a very important part of being a soldier. Study. You understand? Just like a soldier study his combat, you study hand-to-hand combat. You go to the gun range, you study your shooting skills. It's the same thing, man. You're a soldier of the Most High, you study this. All right? This is a weapon too.
Right.
All right? Keep going.
A workman that needed not
You got to study, because first and foremost, you're a workman. Any workman in his craft has to study in his craft. You're a soldier, you study warfare. You study hand-to-hand combat. You study shooting. You're a priest, you study the scriptures. You study different ceremonies, man. You learn how to perform the ceremonies. All right? You're supposed to be a workman at your craft. You got to study in your craft. If someone's a farmer, Napash, if someone's a farmer, what's some of the things that he got to study to be a successful farmer, to be a master at his craft?
You got to be able to drive the plow.
Drive the plow.
You got to be able to milk cows correctly.
Milk the cows correctly.
You got to be able to herd the sheep.
Herd the sheep.
You got to be able to plant like fruits and vegetables.
You gotta be able to farm, like to plant the fruits, plant the vegetables. What else? Give me one more.
And you gotta learn how to use his tools.
You gotta learn how to use his tools. Read that from the top again.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show themselves approved.
Thyself.
Right. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. A workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
You understand? You supposed to be a workman. You know what I'm saying? That's not supposed to be ashamed. Anybody should be able to come to you and ask a question, and you should be able to answer their question. I mean, of course, we got you know, if it's a question you don't know, then guess what? You come back to them with the answer. You understand? By you going back to another high-ranking man than you and asking them that question. All right? That's how we study to show ourselves approved. You understand? You're supposed to be a master at your craft. You know what I'm saying? A blacksmith is a master at his craft, man. He's supposed to learn. He's supposed to be a master at forging the steel, temping the steel, cooling the steel. You understand? Shaping the steel. All of that. Using the furnace, using his blacksmith tools. He's supposed to be a master at that. And how you do that? You do that by constantly practicing every day. You practice and you learn every single day. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with battling your demons. It's the same thing with checking your spirit, man. This is how you do it. You got to practice every day. You got to wake up, and sometimes it's good to have a routine, man. Pray, meditate on the law, statutes, and commandments. Meditate on the scriptures, man. Study the scriptures. That's a big portion of that. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, you know what I'm saying? We haven't even we go home, we don't crack open this book at all. If you got families, this book should be cracked open all the goddamn time, man. All the time. You should be teaching your families, man, teaching your peoples about these laws, statutes, and commandments. Check, you know what I'm saying? Checking their spirits, man. Checking your spirit. This is an ongoing thing. This don't never end. It don't never end until you die. You understand? Read that one more time, because that's a heavy scripture right there, man.
Book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. A workman that needeth not to be ashamed.
Right.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
Right. There you go. All right. Let's see if we got any questions online. One second, y'all. We're gonna see if you got any questions online. Hopefully, y'all got questions. Okay, we got a question from Officer Rada Awalam. He says, Salakia, sir, are the number of demons on a person pretty much the difference between knowing you having a clean spirit and being possessed? Well, you know, it doesn't matter how many numbers of demons you have on you. You can have a legion of demons to having a demon on you. You understand? The pretty much of the demon is the demon does possess you and take and make you do what you don't want to do. You understand? You can have multiple demons. You can have one demon. Like I said, it doesn't matter what the number is. It says, are the number of demons on the person pretty much the difference between knowing you have an unclean spirit and being possessed? No, the number doesn't even matter. You understand? You know that you have a demon. You know you have a demon on you if the demon. Now, if you feeling how you not normally feeling, or you know what I'm saying. Okay, for example, a demon's on you. Okay, for example, a brother give you a higher ranking brother give you an order, right, to do something. He tell you, Sluggy, I go take out the trash. And when he tell you go take out the trash, you sitting there like, in your mind, you like, man, you know what I'm saying? What the hell I'm taking out the trash for, man? Man, we got troopers around here, man. Why I gotta take out the trash? That's the demon on you right there. The demon make you act out of the spirit, man. If you was in a righteous spirit, you'd be like, come on, Wakan, sir. Boom, grab the trash, took it, threw in the garbage like nothing. It would have been nothing. The demon's supposed to, Sluggy. The demon stops you from acting and stops you from being in the spirit of the Most High. All right? Sluggy, we got a question from Erskine young man Erskine Littleton. He said, checking your spirit makes you stronger, sir. How do you check yourself? Man, that's a great question, man. This is how you check yourself. You check yourself. First and foremost, make sure is you following the law, statutes, and commandments. The law, statutes, and commandments alone will check you yourself. You understand? For every scenario that you can think of, the Bible has an answer to it. All right? It has an answer to it. From dealing with your wife at home or wives at the crib, from taking orders from a superior officer, you know what I'm saying? From everything you can think of, the Bible, you know what I'm saying? It gives you a blueprint how you deal with that issue. Now, if you try to get specific, we're gonna have to talk about a specific issue. You understand? But the Bible has is a blueprint to solve all your issues, man, all your needs. All right? Any more questions? All right, if there ain't no more questions, then look, we're going to keep it moving, all right? Of course, you know, the topic of today is checking yourself, man, checking oneself. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to check yourself. You wake up, if you feeling out of the spirit or out of the ordinary, how you usually is, you usually this person that gets up, take orders, get stuff done, but then you get up and you complaining about following orders, man. Why I gotta do this or why I gotta do that or this and that. You know you got a demon. You know you gotta check that. You gotta look at yourself and be like, you know what, it's like it. Man, you gotta first acknowledge you got a demon on you. You gotta be like, man, look, there's a demon on me, man. I gotta shake that off, man. Open up your book, man. Just read some scriptures, man, to help get that demon off you, man. Following orders, man. Be a soldier for be a good soldier for your Yahushua. You gotta go ahead and check, like I said, check yourself, man. Check your own spirit. That's how you move about in this truth. You understand? You gotta check yourself before you can check anybody else. You can't say nothing about nobody else's situation without saying anything on your own situation. We just read it with the Sadducees and Pharisees trying to stone the woman, but then Yahushua said, "Ye without sin cast the first stone." Everybody dropped their stone and they dipped. All of them was hypocrites. They was ready to put this woman to death, not knowing that they should be put to death also. We can't be hypocrites in here, man. Can't be hypocrites. We got to check ourselves, man. Check our spirits. We got to move about accordingly how the Most High God wants us, man. We got to move accordingly on how Yahushua wants us to move, man. This is the best thing. Look, the best thing about being a soldier, the easiest thing about being a soldier is taking orders. Right. All you're doing is just listening to the man above you. That's as simple as it gets. You just follow orders. You understand? What the scriptures say we read before, man, a righteous man falls 7 times to get back up. I'm not saying a person can't have a bad day. We all can have bad days. I can tell you right now, I didn't have my fair share of bad days. But guess what? You get up out that mood, you get up out that mood quickly, and you perform your duties, man, like a soldier, man. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Shit, my rib done got on my nerves. But guess what? I leave all the drama and the BS at home before I come and serve the Most High. That's what you got to do. You got to learn what's the best place for different situations. You understand? A brother had a question. Young man, Erskine Littleton, he had a question. He said, fighting the demon is when you carry out an order, sir. Fighting this demon is doing the opposite of what the demon wants you to do. The demon's main objective is to take you out the spirit, is to kill you. You understand? And yes, if that's how you beat the demon, yes, it can be following orders too. A brother come and tell you, like I said before, I'm going to use the same example. Take the trash out. The demon is combating you to tell you not to take the trash out. The demon in your head tell you, man, why I got to take the trash out? How come he can't take the trash out? He ain't doing nothing. But guess what? You combating that demon by taking the trash out. So yes, it could be, you could be fighting the demon by carrying out an order too. The demon can tell you, go wash some dishes out. Your mouth, what the demon gonna tell you? The demon gonna be like, why I wash dishes? Why I wash the dishes like a female for me? I ain't no female. Female should wash, you know what I'm saying, wash dishes. But guess what? All you say, this is how you beat the demon. You look at the brother that gave you the order. You say, "Kana wakan, sir," and you turn around and you move with the quickness and go wash some dishes. That's how you beat the demon, man. So yeah, it can be carrying out an order. It can be simple as carrying out an order. All right. We got any more questions? All right. If there ain't no more questions, we're gonna keep it moving. All right. Like I said before, man. Look, you gotta always stay in the spirit, man. Stay in the spirit of the Most High. Stay in the spirit of Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Use the example of Yahushua when he was on this earth. Yahushua was fearless. Yahushua checked all his demons. Yahushua had a demon on him too. You understand? When he was praying to the Most High, you know what I'm saying? He prayed to the Most High, man, to take this cup away from me, man. He said, I don't want to do this. Take this cup away from me. He didn't want to. That was little do you know, that was a demon. The demon didn't, he didn't want to do it. But guess what? He checked himself and he was like, man, look, let's go. Let's get it. That's how you gotta feel, man. Sometimes you just gotta do it like that. All right? We got any more questions before we end this class? Any more questions? I'm gonna give y'all a quick second and whatnot, then we about to end the class. All right? Any questions? Any questions, boss? All right, we got a question from Trooper Gashan. He says, Salakia, can I get a breakdown of Genesis 38 and 9? Okay, Onan was Er's brother. Onan said he knew the seed should not be his, but I thought it was a law for you to marry and put seed in your brother's wives. And he died and did not. Why did he go into her and not father a child, as his father Judah said in verse? All right, let's get Genesis 38 and 9.
Book of Genesis, chapter 38, verse 9. And Onan knew that the seed shall not
Hold
heal.
on real quick. Hold on. All right, 38 and 9. Go ahead.
And Onan knew that the seed should not be healed.
All right, let's start at let's start at verse 8.
Come.
No. Let's start at verse 7.
Come.
Uh-huh.
And Junior's firstborn.
No, start at verse 6. Let's start at verse 6 real quick. Sometimes if you want to understand the scripture, what you want to do is you want to go up a couple of verses or go down a couple of verses. All right, we're going to start at verse 6. Go ahead.
And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar.
All right, keep going.
Verse 7. Judah's firstborn was wicked in the sight of the Most High.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High slew him.
Right.
Verse 8. And Judah said to Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife,
Uh-huh.
and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother.
And do what?
Raise up seed to thy brother.
And raise up seed unto thy brother. Keep going. Hold on, Slack it. So his question was, Onan was Er's brother, okay? Onan said he knew the seed should not be his, but I thought it was law for you to marry and put seed in your brother's wife. If he died and did not, why did he go in unto her and not father a child, as his father Judah said in verse? All right, go ahead. So now we know that. Okay, we know that. We know he died because he was wicked. The Lord killed him. So it's his brother. You know what I'm saying? His brother had to go raise up seed to his child. You know what I'm saying? Not raise up seed, but raise up seed to his brother. All right? Keep going.
Verse 9. Only knew that the seed should not be healed.
So the answer was in the last verse. You know what I'm saying? He had to raise up seed to his brother. You understand? Meaning this will be his brother coming back. All right? Verse 8 said, and Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife. Why? And marry her. Have sex with her. And raise up seed to thy brother. You understand? So of course you going to marry his. You know, his brother's dead. Your brother's dead. So his wife is a widow. Means that she can have another husband. All right. So the brother has sex with his brother's widow, and then raise up seed to his brother. Meaning he's going to raise a child, but he's raising his brother up. You know what I'm saying? So is coming back into the earth again. Which is why he said that the seed's not going to be his. Keep going. You want to read in verse 9. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, when he went in to his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground. You
understand? Go ahead.
Lest that he should give seed to his brother.
Okay. You know, it's a duty. It's a duty. Okay, let's say my brother, right? If I pass on, and I don't have no children, because of course your children is supposed to be your next generation, your legacy. But if I die and I don't have no children, then guess what? My brother will have sex with my wife, will take my wife take my wife while I'm dead, will take my wife for his wife, have sex with her, and raise up a child in my name. You know what I'm saying? That we have the same. You gotta understand. You and your brother got the same DNA. All right, y'all got the same forefathers and whatnot. So it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like he's coming back in the world again. What Onan did was he, instead of having sex and then putting the seed into the woman, he pulled out. His pull-out game was mad strong. You understand? He pulled out, and the seed that was supposed to go into her spilled on the floor. Keep going.
Verse 10. And a thing which he displeased the Most High, wherefore he slew him also. You
understand? That's why the Lord killed Onan, because it was supposed to be a duty. You know what I'm saying? Raise up seed to his brother, man. This is gonna be like his brother coming back into the earth again. You understand? Did that answer your question, Gashawn? Says Onan said he knew the seed. Did that answer your question? Go ahead.
I was trying to see, was he being selfish and lustful for him going into the woman and pulling out these not no better?
That's, you know, this is Judah we talking about right here. So yeah, he wanted sex.
Yeah,
he wanted sex, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't want the responsibility of raising up a child. The child that he was going to be raising up was going to be his brother again. You know what I'm saying? But that was selfish, yeah. So the Lord killed him for that. You know what I'm saying?
That would kind of throw me off.
Yeah, you know, and Trooper, not Trooper, but Officer Radar, he said Onan had a demon on him. That was a demon. Because he was supposed to be, he had a responsibility for putting seed into that woman, to his brother's wife, to bring his brother back. You know what I'm saying? To keep this generation going. If not, his generation was going to die out with just him. The brother that had no kids. So if the brother that had no kids, who was going to be his legacy? His lineage was going to die out. Go ahead.
Onan was the second born, right?
Onan was the second born.
He killed the first. Slay and slew the same thing.
Yeah, slay and slew both means kill. Well, past tense, past tense or whatever.
Okay.
Slewed or whatever means that he already done. You know what I'm saying? Slay means I just got done killing you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, no problem. No problem. All right, any more questions? You understand? Give y'all some time. If not, we're going to end this class right here. All right? Okay, so the young man Erskine Littleton said, so neither of the brothers came back out of wine. Well, I'm pretty sure they came back through someone else, but yeah. That was, yeah. It was done deal right there. Who knows? The Lord probably brought them back 100, 200, 1,000 years later on. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Lord killed both of them. So, you know, they might come through some other, you know, Judah had a lot of kids. So, you know, he might have came through another one. They might came through another one of Judah's sons or whatever the case may be. Who knows? The Bible don't say. We can only speculate, which I refrain from speculating. You know what I'm saying? But the Bible, if it's not in the Bible, I'm not gonna talk about it. All right. But with that being said, I pass the class to priest and officer Napash Kaya.
This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. With the I.S.U.P.K start at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to set themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Ma'ashara means 10 in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the church department or teacher. Priest fund, 3 real offering for a priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. The next Holy Convocation, the Feast of First Fruits, that's be March 22nd, sundown. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that Israel, give one quick salute. Men in Israel. I might him. Sabak. I might him. Rock. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. What I said to you in Hebrew, I'm going to translate to English. May the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Yah Matah, and hands down, class dismissed.